I try. Am I good enough, good enough? Echoes in my mind. But I think of what you taught me. I've been carried all this time. I'm standing in your love with arms open wide. Your grace is enough. Doesn't matter what they say. You, I know I'm loved.
What's up, you guys? I just wanted to make a quick video on my Tom Anderson Icon Classic. I've owned this guitar for over a year at this point. Not quite as long as the T Icon, but they've both been toured very extensively. So when I got this guitar, it was just another day visiting my local guitar shop, Dan's Guitars. Shout out Dan's Guitars. I walked in there with no intention of buying a guitar, and I walked out with this thing. I'm gonna list all the specs of this guitar right here, and you can pause the video if you want to check that out. There was a couple things that made me pull the trigger on this guitar that I think every Strat should have. Now, a lot of these features are more modern features, so if you're going for more of a vintage accurate Strat, then you probably would have different preferences than me. But for the kind of music I make and the shows that I play, the specs on this guitar were just something I couldn't pass up. So first and foremost, I believe every working guitar player should get a guitar, or at least try a guitar, that has Luminlay side dots, or even better yet, all Luminlay fret markers. If you don't know what Luminlay markers are, they're basically glow-in-the-dark versions of your standard fret markers. And honestly, this just helps a lot when you're on stage and it's pitch black. There's been a couple shows that I've been in where I start a solo and it's just pitch black and it's just me playing. And it's honestly so helpful to just start the show and just use my phone flashlight, charge up my Luminlays so I know I can see where my frets are on a completely pitch dark stage. Now, another thing on this guitar that really just sold me on it was actually the pickup switching. Now, this guitar has your standard 5-way switch, but what makes this guitar so unique and usable, in my opinion, are these two tone pots. Both of these tone pots are push-push pots. So if you can see, when I push them, they both come out. And what this does on this guitar is, in the bridge position, tone pot 1, when they push it in, I believe it puts this humbucker in parallel or split, or some sort of split position where it sounds like a single coil. So that's really useful if you're trying to get, like, you know, really twangy tones, or even just like a more traditional Strat tone in the bridge position, which personally I'm not a fan of. That's why I love HSS Strats. And it also changes the tone in the bridge and middle position and gives it more of a thinner sound. But one of my favorite tones on this guitar is actually the middle position. And while I do love the Strat middle pickup, when you press on the second tone knob right here, it gives you the neck pickup, and I believe it's the outer coil of the bridge humbucker, and it kind of gives you that Tele tone. Now, personally, I'm a big fan of getting the most amount of tones possible in your guitars with the least amount of effort. Meaning I love getting a lot of different and unique sounds, but I want to get there as fast as possible. So I love that in order to get these sounds, all I gotta do is just press on the tone pots. There's countless Strat mods that are really great, and you can get really tweaky and get a lot of sounds. You can add a lot of extra switches and extra blend knobs and whatever. But honestly, there's something to be said about just keeping it really simple and getting different tones with the least amount of moves as possible. Because when I'm on stage and I'm playing, I don't want to be thinking about, oh, I need to put this switch here, this switch here, this switch here to get this sound. Because think about it, that's like 3 or 4 steps versus just 1 or 2. That's why I think Tom Anderson just really knocked it out of the park with this pickup switching system. And I believe this is their standard wiring for all their Icon classics. Another small detail that's a must for me that is actually pretty common nowadays is this neck heel joint contour. But when I was first starting out playing Squire and playing Strats that I could afford, they all came with the standard really blocky neck heel joint, and honestly this is a spec that I overlook a lot nowadays, but it's just really nice to have because I remember the days when it was really uncomfortable playing up here. And lastly, this is a little something that I do personally. I know a lot of my guitar friends cringe when they see that I do this, but I always put a pick holder on the back of my headstock. I never run out of picks. Everyone's always asking me for extra picks, and that's how I always keep picks on me. One last thing that I did recently to this guitar that I'm absolutely loving is I switched the pickguard to a mint green pickguard. It used to be a brown tortoise pickguard and it was cool, but I think this new pickguard just makes the guitar pop a lot more, and I just loving it. I wish I did it sooner. Other than that, I'm just gonna run through the pickup tones real quick for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this guitar or Anderson guitars or just anything music in particular. One of my goals for 2025 is to build this YouTube channel to over 10,000 subscribers, so I would really appreciate if you guys subscribed. These videos kind of take me a while to film and edit, so I really hope that they're helpful to you guys, and my goal for 2025 is to put a lot more videos up on this channel. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Shoots!